I don't know how this crazy rumor got started, but the other day, you might have noticed Hwasa and Amber trending. And the reason for that was because somehow, some way, it was going around that these two ladies were dating. Apparently, RBW Entertainment and SM Entertainment, see, Amber left SM Entertainment 8 months ago. Come on, whoever made this up should have set aside 2 minutes to do some research.
Lazy.
At least the Chinese media outlets who were trying to expose Top's love life came with some believable evidence. Although I don't think they should be digging into people's personal lives, and that's basically what both of their respective companies said. We can't confirm this because it's nobody's business. I guess people can't take pictures together these days without speculation, but then again, in Amber and Hwasa's case, they didn't even do anything to garner these rumors in the first place. So nobody's safe. But that's why it's so refreshing to see Joy and Crush being so comfortable around each other. They weren't afraid of getting close in the music video. They weren't afraid of getting close in pictures. Psy, the CEO of P Nation, isn't afraid to post the two on social media, just messing around. It's just great. And if you were watching the music video and wondering what they were looking at through those binoculars, it was probably a sighting of what seems to be Seulgi and Irene shooting what seems to be a music video. On top of that, apparently one of their makeup artists posted this, which would match the view at that very water park. It's getting more real, guys. We might even get this Seulgi and Irene subunit in June, along with Twice and BLACKPINK. Although, hey, no rush. I'm in no rush to get overloaded in June, and I'm in no rush for Day6 to come back prematurely. Thankfully, it seems like they have a leader who actually puts health over business. Jae from Day6 shared a text message exchange between him and JYP, where JYP reached out first at 2:39 in the morning to say that he's been listening to the song for 3 days straight, which I have too because Zombie is also good. In response, Jae apologized for the problems he's caused during this comeback. We talked about how their activities were suspended due to multiple members suffering from anxiety, and JYP's response was what we all hope company heads' responses would be. Saying things like happiness is more important than shows, happiness is what life is all about, and he even went as far as to relate to his artist with his own story of struggle. He didn't have to do that. Look, is JYP perfect? No, nobody is and really can be in that position. Is he super strict when it comes to the artistic side of things? Yes, because I do believe he wants to pull out the best from people, but I think time and time again he has proven that his priorities are in the right place. Why else would Yubin say the nicest things about him when she's not even under the company anymore? By the way, he ended his exchange with Jae saying, "I'd rather have you go through these times and find a true answer to your life instead of chasing something you don't even know." Again, he's not perfect, but because K-pop entertainment companies have such a bad rap, it's faith restoring to see those who are trying to do it right. Especially when you compare it to places like YG Entertainment, who can never seem to get on the same page as the fans. We talked about how Treasure's debut was finally announced for July. Well, since then, we've gotten a few more details, and it's definitely causing a stir. Prior to their group's debut, Bang Yedam will get his own solo single sometime in June. On top of that, YG Entertainment promises to give 3 to 4 releases, which they say is a new song every 1 or 2 months, and plan to promote the guys through music programs and online content. Now, all of those things should sound familiar because it's exactly what BLACKPINK fans have been asking forever. More songs, solos, and more activities. You can see how this would make BLACKPINK fans frustrated. That's a lot of activities for Treasure in just the remaining 7 months of the year. I think the solo pushed it over the edge as well, because otherwise it's understandable why they would want to push Treasure so hard in the beginning. And for those who didn't watch Treasure Box and don't know who Bang Yedam is, he joined YG in 2013 after his stint in K-pop Star with ACMU. So he's been training for about 7 years. And he was to Treasure Box what Jihyo was to 16. That dominant figure that everyone respected, including JYP when he saw him again years later. That's just to give you an idea of why YG believes in this kid so much. It reminds me of how much Taeyang and GD believed in Rosé before she debuted. And that's why fans are wondering, what the elevator, man? I don't know, do you see this as them seeing their mistakes with Blackpink and course correcting for the future? Although it's not too late to do the same with Blackpink. Maybe you see it as them not giving females the same opportunities they give males. People see it many ways. YG Respect Blackpink trended after these announcements, not against the boys, but the company and higher management. I wouldn't point the frustration at the guys for this. I'm super excited for them to finally debut. Hopefully Treasure don't fall in the same empty promise situations. You know what? YG Entertainment promised a lot of things for Blackpink's comeback, so hopefully they follow through. Looks like the girls have been working super hard. Fans noticed Lisa wearing concealer on her legs at a Downy event covering up all these bruises. The logical explanation would be that they're from Blackpink's preparation for June, probably preparing as hard as they did for their debut, which means they never forgot what it took to get where they are now. And when you really break down Suga's Dechita, or should I say Agust D, that's the inner struggle Agust D touches on. Before I get into the serious stuff, yep, there's Jin and Jungkook and even a cameo from Bang Yedam. Now, when I first read the lyrics, I thought, wow, these really go from sounding confident to arrogant very quickly. But when you pair it with the music video, you see that it was completely intentional. It describes him being born as a slave, a peasant, born in the ditches, and we see that. The scar on his face showing the battles that he's been through. But now, as a king, he boasts about everything that he has. He's self-absorbed and cocky, literally standing on those beneath him. This king has completely forgotten where he came from, and that was by choice, only wanting to bask in the glory of now. But with that mindset comes complacency and thinking there is nowhere else to climb, not seeing others as threats and thinking you're untouchable. That's why although the king sees the peasant coming, he laughs him off. We see him give the order to his follower to end the slave, but he doesn't. It's no surprise that the same followers that he once stood and looked down upon have now turned against him. The king was complacent at the top, not innovating, not challenging himself, not improving in any aspect. So when the time came, his old sword was no match for the future. This whole music video is a parallel of Agust D trying to balance the success he has now without forgetting the hunger that got him there, without losing sight of the people and the fans who helped lift him up onto the throne he now sits on. Although it was the slave whose eyes were covered, it was the king who was blind.